चलो
Well,
recording.
ये कहना कि markets volatile हैं would be an understatement. Yesterday, markets were tanking like it was World War III. Oil spiked to $116 per barrel. Asian markets ne circuit breakers hit kari and retail traders panic sold again. But today is a different day. Just like that, overnight sentiment has changed. Stock markets ripped. Oil fell to $80. BTC back above 70K. And Michael Saylor has scooped $1.28 billion worth of Bitcoin. We'll be discussing this and a lot more. I have Narkundi and Realist with me. This is the Baaps of Crypto podcast. Welcome back and let's get into it. Welcome back, boys. Welcome back after a 2 week hiatus, I would
Vacation.
say. Vacation, yes. कि दुनिया दुनिया जले पर हम रहे अपनी मस्ती में, वो पता नहीं क्या सहेंगे, आई डोंट नो. तो यस, आई होप कि तुम लोग देख रहे हो कि मार्केट्स कैसे कैसे रिएक्ट कर रही है. आई वाज जस्ट सीइंग कि द वे इट हैज बीन लाइक एक्सट्रीमली वॉलेटाइल. कल तो स्पेशली लाइक मुझे सुबह सुबह एट 7 AM इन द मॉर्निंग मेरे ब्रदर इन लॉ का फोन आया एंड इज लाइक कि डूड मैंने $70 पे ना ऑयल थोड़ा लिया था एंड आई वाज लेवरेज ट्रेडिंग, इट्स एट $116. क्या करूं, बेच दूं
भेज दे.
क्या? मैंने कहा भाई अब भी भेज दे, अब भी भेज दे.
Good
मैंने कहा
call.
कि हाँ, मैंने कहा लेवरेज में पता नहीं जाएगा, हो सकता है 200 भी चले जाए, पर तो जब प्रॉफिट देखना चाहिए बुक कर लेना चाहिए लेवरेज पे.
Agreed.
तो या ही मेड अ लिटिल बिट ऑफ मनी, सो ही वाज हैप्पी. तो बाय द टाइम ही सोल्ड वो 105 पे गिर गया था एंड
Got it.
फिर
That's still
obviously
fine
कल
than what it is right now. Yeah.
या
77.
77
Yeah.
हो गया. Oh my god.
Yeah, yeah. It's broken 80 also.
It's weird.
Yeah. So obviously they were like, there was some talk about ki how it is all de-escalating now, and uske and other than that also there was talk ki jo ye OPEC hai, right, they would get together and add some sort of inventory to the market
Yeah.
from their reserves. तो उसकी वजह से भी oil has fell again, and obviously BTC is now ripping. Let's just see कि आज market में क्या क्या वो है. So mhm. 1 second. Yes. Ooh, share screen. Share. Oh. So okay. Can you? Okay. पता नहीं क्या हो रहा है. Google Chrome. Fine. All right.
आ गया.
So yes, and yes, अगर तुम ये prices देखो तो BTC is obviously at 70,300. ETH is above 2K. BNB, XRP all up. But but fear and greed index, it's gone from 5 to 27. So the sentiment has changed. Even altcoin index अगर तुम देखो इनका, so it had gone like below 25, like almost I think 20 or something. So it's back above 36. So
Fear and
yeah.
greed 8 पे था, right? कल.
Yeah. Yeah. It was at 5 to 8.
Yeah, 5 to. Wait,
I don't know how
5
these
to
guys
8.
are calculating this, yeah, because I mean,
Yeah.
these kind of price swings, I think they should capture them better, because to say that fear and greed index is suddenly at 27 when nothing
Yeah.
has sort of gone anywhere, I think it's a
Yeah.
little, yeah, I think they really need to work on their scoring. I think the problem with these platforms which give data are also so, I would say, I think the right word to use would be like immature retail. These data points are also sort of be getting captured like immature retail. I think they should flatten the curve out a bit and then sort of capture these data points. यार कहना that right from like in a couple of days from it to go from 5 to 25, the altcoin index moving like this, yeah, I mean, they are effectively saying that, yeah, we are only capturing price. But if you were to capture price and show me a number, even I can do that, right? I think some value addition needs to be added on how these sort of indices and these meters need to sort of give out results.
But obviously there's fear and greed index in the equity market also, right? एंड लोग
Yeah,
वहां पे
correct.
भी ट्रैक करते हैं, तो वहां वो लोग कैसे ट्रैक करें, लाइक वो जो डेटा
Yeah,
पॉइंट्स है?
honestly speaking, I haven't seen such wild swings. I mean, they have their, I mean, like in India, there's this, I think this company called, I forgot the name, Ticker Tape. Yeah, it's called
ओके।
Ticker Tape. They have this MMI, it's called Market Mood Index, right? Which is pretty
राइट।
good, right? And they openly disclose the mechanism that goes in, right? And yeah, they've shown a good track record also of how that has been able to time these bottoms and these highs. But if you look at the crypto fear and greed index, I don't think it's been able to time any top or bottom, right?
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
so clearly there is some fault in this. Yeah, clearly
yes,
there's some fault because I think they've clearly borrowed the fear and greed index from equities, right?
yes,
From existing prevalent financial markets. But they've not adjusted it for such high volatility or
well,
such high
right,
sharp ratios, which you probably see in or high beta environments that you probably see in the crypto world. So I think, which is why I'm saying they should have, it's a very immature retail version of meters. They should apply some semblance of, uh, I mean, some sort of data science to it. I think that's,
yes,
I mean, you can at least expect that from these platforms. Otherwise, such
yeah.
wild swings, I don't know, what are you trying to show? I mean, like people are saying that the crypto fear and greed index is at 28 today, but does it feel like 28? I think it still feels like 5 right now. I mean,
या
nothing's
या
changed.
ऑब्वियसली। तो एक दिन में कैसे चेंज होगा, मतलब कि हाउ डज
Exactly, right?
सेंटिमेंट
That's
स्विंग फ्रॉम 5 टू
maybe I'm
28
not
ओवरनाइट?
exactly. I'm
या
not trying to make frame it properly.
या
They have to apply their minds. They can't just
या
copy paste and show it, right? And
या
just change the input fields. I think that's all that they've done.
यस। तो इस पूरे पीरियड में एक और चीज जो आ रही है कि लाइक ऑब्वियसली लाइक पीपल आर स्टिल बाइंग, राइट? स्मार्ट मनी इज स्टिल बाइंग। देयर इज आल्सो टॉक अबाउट whales still buying. Michael Saylor obviously has been scooping a lot of Bitcoin.
Yeah,
ये
yeah,
पूरे ये पूरे साल का मैं देख रहा था, is scooped almost 4.3 billion worth of
yeah.
Bitcoin
Mhm.
in 2026 alone. And अभी कल परसों का भी purchase था, 1.28 billion, so he got like a lot of money to buy again. So Narkundi, तू क्या देख रहा है, like what is the data telling us कि how much are people buying?
So Saylor के साइड से जो 1.1 बिलियन आया है, 800 billion has been through MSTR common stock and another 300 million has been through preferred stocks इसके. So debt तो उसको नहीं मिल रही है at cheap पे. यहाँ से ही issue हुआ है. Now what's interesting is that past में MSTR stock has a very high beta compared to BTC. So yeah, Nasdaq even, like if BTC let's say moves 1%, this guy's MSTR moves 1.5, 1.8%. Right now, what's happening is its market's a bit all over the place because 2026 mein, if you look at MSTR versus BTC, so BTC is down 20%, MSTR is down only 11%. And markets, MSTR stock, in fact, pumped a little bit after they found out that, after he disclosed rather that, he bought 1.1 billion. So from his side, it's that, the cost of mining BTC is much higher at 75 SA. He bought it at 70K. Uska aggregate jo price hai for all the 738,000 BTC that he holds is still at 75. So for him, for his perspective, it's that it's a good price that he got it at. But obviously, uska time horizon is something completely different. Now, that's on his front. Now, ETF side, maybe it's been equally confusing because ever since all this started in Middle East, there's actually been a net positive buy. So I was looking at the data from CMC for the ETF inflows. कभी start हुआ? So 28th को start हुआ, 3rd को let's say markets open हुई. Again, you have a net inflow of 220 million, 460 million the next day. Again, some aggression happened, countries पे attack हो रहे हैं. Net outflow आया. Again, Trump का speech आया कि, we are ahead of schedule. It might end, Strait of Hormuz में there's going to be protection. Oil also calmed down. And BTC inflow, again, net positive हो गया. So markets are swinging like anything. And oil itself like to move 30% in just a few days itself is
Yeah.
confusing. S&P has reversed its losses. BTC has climbed up from 65 to 70. So I don't know. I think people see it as that okay, there might not be much more, and whatever was supposed to be priced in has already been priced in. So it should be positive from here, provided something else doesn't happen. So it's I think situation is still precarious, but looking at these numbers from Saylor side, from ETF side, oil, S&P side, so far it looks cautiously positive right now.
Got it. So yeah, the realist तो as you know कि obviously तू बहुत ज़्यादा prediction तो करता नहीं है, but what chances are you seeing? Are we making a run for 80K or are we going further down to 35K?
So
मतलब कि
before I answer that, before I answer that, just to add on what Narkundi is saying, and he's touched
yeah,
upon this point earlier in one of our podcasts as well, is that if you look at whale buying, right, and I think
yeah,
you've also covered this in all the previous podcasts, that whales have been continuously buying for the past 2 months, right?
yeah,
And the ETF inflows are very much sort of, I mean, sentiment linked. But if you look at whale buying, that's been consistent for the past 2 months.
hmm,
Whether we are at 70 right now, whether we were at close to 63 the 2 weeks ago, or whether we were at 80 a couple of months back, right? So they've been consistently buying. And if you look at this entire thing which has happened over the past 2 weeks, right, or 1.5 weeks so far, this entire 1.5 weeks has been a no event sort of week, right? If you think about it, because where we were a week and a half ago, we're probably pretty much there today. Like if you
hmm,
consider oil, if you consider maybe
S&P also same.
Bitcoin or S&P, exactly, right? So it's essentially been a no event sort of 1.5 weeks. If you look at corrections had already been were already happening for the past 2 months,
yeah,
right? If you see corrections in whether it's gold, whether it's BTC, whether whatever, right? I mean, like that entire money rotation, something that we've been discussing for a very, very long time, is happening irrespective. So what I'm essentially trying to say is that this money rotation and this money movement is happening irrespective of what this event has in store for us, right? We still don't know how it's going to
yeah,
unfold. It's easier said than done. I don't know how much we can trust political commentary on this. The fact that you know what everything's over because everyone's trying to probably portray this as a win for themselves. So we
or
don't
how
know
long it will
how
go?
much
Yeah, yeah,
exactly. We have no idea of any of that. But everything aside, the money movement from asset classes, this money rotation that we've been talking about has happened irrespective of all of this, and this entire 1.5 weeks has been nullified completely across all markets, whether it's crypto, whether it's
yeah,
anything else. So having said that, I still kind of feel that we are in this period of consolidation where people are buying, where whales have been accumulating. I kind of think that the price prediction that we're talking about, the one of the two numbers that you said, which is way on the lower side, I think again anything is possible, but I see that to be a lesser of a probability is what I would say. I can speak probabilistically. I think it's lesser of a probability. I think the upward trend is what makes more sense right now because, like I said, there's which is why I'm sort of against this fear and greed index. I think we're still at 5, right? We're not at
yeah,
25. This does not feel like, and I think majority of the crypto market is anyway in alts. For them, it's probably in the negative zone anyway. So
yeah,
that money rotation, like we would like to see in the world of crypto, hasn't really happened. And which is why I would say things are very, very tepid. And on top of that, you add on to it these geopolitical tensions, etc. So I still kind of feel that smart money is accumulating irrespective. And I feel that smart money is going to accumulate, to be honest, even if we touch a 35, smart money will still keep on accumulating because smart
yeah,
money was accumulating at 80, they are accumulating at 60, they will accumulate at 35, 40 also, right?
got it.
But I kind of feel that because smart money is accumulating right now, had they seen a major drawdown to those levels, they would have probably waited it out. Why would they start buying right now? Right? They could have
Yeah,
easily waited it out and
true.
probably doubled their quantity had they bought, or if they are seeing like a 30, 40,000 probability, they'd probably be able to accumulate 50% more than what they're being able to accumulate right now. So given all of these things, and especially like I said, yeah, for the first time in the world of crypto, I think we are seeing fundamentals far exceed price action, right? This is long view, and these kind of periods are of definitely of long consolidation. These consolidations can last longer than we'd expect. Like it could probably the move that we're expecting could probably come maybe end of 2026, even for that matter. It's going to tire us out. I think that's what these consolidations are. They tire you out, and like I said, you have this entire Middle East tension happen, and yet it all feels like we are still here. I mean, like for a crypto person, if you eliminate the last 1.5 weeks of Middle East tension,
Yeah.
right, they've been in a state of mental battle for the past 1 year anyway. So for them, nothing
Hmm.
happened in these past 1.5 weeks. They're anyway dealing with these tepid prices and negative price action. So I don't think anything's changed for them. So which is why I kind of feel we're still in that grinding out phase at the bottom, and I would sort of put my money on the upper end of the trajectory rather than the downside.
Yeah, so I mean, it was hard to figure out what was sort of, affecting BTC price, because the day all of this started, right, initially the first couple of days, BTC was not moving at all. Like, matlab ki, obviously,
Correct.
you
Right.
expect that to get hit first, right? But BTC wasn't moving. And
I
फिर
think
जब
it did
Correct.
move
Monday,
to 66, 67 ऐसे गया
no,
था.
it was already at
Right.
68 and it was bent to 66, 67. मतलब कि वो उसी रेंज में ऐसे थोड़ा
Hmm.
मूवमेंट कर रहा था. It actually moved when the Monday markets, when Monday morning when the markets opened, and वो दिन पे फिर जो markets जैसे गिरी ऊपर गई या नीचे गई वो उस हिसाब से फिर react कर रहा था. So that was something very interesting to say. Also, this whole 35 to 80K वाला जो पूरा ये है, so it's being like very much talked about by two people that obviously we all follow. One of them is Cohen and one of them is Dr. Profit. So both
Yeah.
of them at this point are predicting 80K, a move to 80K, then a sort of crash to 35, 40K around. Like that is their general. Uh, यानी ये काफी टाइम से ये बात कर ही रहे थे, तो ऑलरेडी इट्स नाउ मूविंग टू 70K. सो वो उस पे भी एक है. Obviously no other person has been right except for these two, right? कि ये और
That's true. I
yeah,
mean, yeah, I know. I mean, there is a recency bias to it all, especially in this
two,
cycle. That's something that we've seen.
yeah,
But I don't know. Like, I mean, if I were to look at general charts right now and just generally looking at charts, because I do track the ETH chart quite a bit, right? Because
yeah,
obviously, because BTC has risen up so much, ranges can be very, very large. And I think the
yeah,
range for BTC, or sorry, for ETH is maybe that 4,500 to $1,500 range.
yeah,
It's hard to sort of imagine that a range can be this broad, like a 400% is your range effectively, right? But that's fine because when things break out of these ranges, it's not going to be a 10, 20% or a 100% move. It's going to be like a 3, 4x move, right?
yeah,
So, which is why it's fine to form these broad ranges. We've seen gold do that also, and then gold sort of like tripled from that breakout point, right? Or tripled maybe like
yeah,
2x from that breakout point. So I think it's fine. So even if we range here, I don't know, but if I were to sort of think that if BTC crashes to a 35K, you'll probably see sub $500 for ETH maybe, right? So yeah, so I don't know, like looking at these
maybe
I mean,
it's
looking
not
at the
going to
chart,
affect ETH that much, I mean,
I don't know, like that's what I'm saying. Like
yeah,
it's very, very hard to sort of think and imagine these prices. But yeah, I mean, like we discussed, anything is possible. But I kind of feel that this entire October 10th event, all of these are sort of system cleansing processes, right? I
yes,
mean, even if some bad actors caused it, it's hard for them to figure out, like a Jane Street thing getting
yeah,
exposed, and so many things sort of coming out. I mean, this cycle, this is the way the muck is coming out. Like in the last cycle, when muck came out, things fell and then everything erupted. But in this cycle, things are consolidating and muck is coming out. So I think every cycle will play itself out differently. So let's see. I mean, but yeah, I am completely with you on the fact that recency bias definitely suggests that Cohen and Dr. Profit are probably the ones to follow. And like they're saying that, yeah, we are going up, but don't rejoice it because this move is only going
yeah,
to last till 18K. And I
yeah,
and I honestly don't feel that even if we are at 80K, let's say we are at 80K in the next 2 weeks, right? Or within this month of March, should the fear and greed index suddenly show a reading of 60? If
no,
it does, then the fear and greed index is faulty, right?
yes,
Because with the way the fear and greed index is moving, I think it will show 60 if we are at 80K.
yeah,
But does it make sense? The fact that we were at 90 when we were at 120, but now we'll suddenly be at 60, 70 just by being at 80. Doesn't make sense. Something is disconnected. Like I said, I mean, will anything change for anybody if we are 80K? I don't think so. These alts will still be butchered. So unless or until euphoria comes into this small asset class, which is of $2 trillion in size, and it goes through its period of euphoria, which I think something that gold went through. I think I would say crude had its moment this past 1.5 week,
Yeah.
right? Maybe it was short-lived because that's how commodities work. But I think every asset class needs to go through that euphoric phase. I'm still for that. I think psychology plays out in markets very well. And unless or until we do see euphoria, because now everybody in hindsight is saying, yeah, 120K was euphoria for BTC. I'm sorry, the entire crypto market wasn't in euphoria mode because
Yes.
nobody was holding BTC, right? So I think, and this happens in stock markets as well, right? Everybody says, FANG is doing great, FANG is doing great, but unless or until you have
Yeah.
the entire market rallying and small caps outperforming, you can't really call it a full-fledged bull market, right? So narrow markets are not bull markets. I think broad markets are bull markets. So we are yet to see that. Let's see.
The
नरकुंडी
ETF
क्या
side
डुबाएगा
पे
तो
छोड़ यार ETF side पे see BTC का it's been mixed for last 4 sessions if you see ETH ka it's been negative for last 3 sessions. So I don't know. I can't understand it. Like, okay, fine. Like maybe people want to move away from ETC, from ETH to BTC
ETH to
side.
BTC. Yeah.
Okay, let's hold BTC for now. Fine. It's been mostly stable for last 2-3 days. It might be an okay bet for now. Maybe I think gold ka bhi kitne pe hai? 52 pe hai? Yeah, 50,
Yeah, that's what I
51.90
last saw.
pe
Yeah.
hai. So maybe it's moved to there. But I think overall, people who are scooping in at whatever values it's dipping out to, I think general understanding is that crazy is the new normal. So
Yeah.
they're thinking well beyond this, that there is going to be some geopolitical issue, there's going to be some war, there's going to be some disease, there's going to be financial meltdown, and still markets will continue. I think
Correct.
that's why, like, because BTC, if it's still holding despite every bad news that has come out in last 1 year, it's still holding on. So maybe I don't know if it'll go to 30K and all, but I think people who are buying at this, they are looking well beyond these individual events. Like you can't call them black swan events because this will become the new normal. That we ourselves have seen like so many .com crash. We've seen 2008 crash, COVID, wars. So I think is this priced in that okay, it will continue, and if they're going to buy in, if the cost of producing BTC is higher, right now it's at lower. Maybe they're pricing in at that aspect and thinking like, don't think in like 2 weeks because you never know what's something new that's going to happen, and it's completely unpredictable on that side. You have nothing in that control. But if you look slightly beyond that, maybe they're looking at from that perspective that ये सब चलता रहेगा, it's not going to stop. जो like decades of I don't know, not in decades, but like 8-10 years of stable period and stable growth, it's not going to happen. Like right now, even like financially, like things are moving. 2020 में था, 2016 में कम हुआ, then 21 to 25 again एक rapid stock market boom हुआ, फिर gold pump हो गया. So it's going to be haywire. So I think they're thinking from that perspective.
गॉट इट गॉट हम लोग ऑल्ट्स के बारे में बात कर रहे थे तो आई एम नॉट श्योर कि अगर तुम लोग क्रैक कर रहे हो हाइप हैज बीन डूइंग वेल again it's up 10% today so it was at
Wow.
$20 and फिर अब वो 35 पे वापस से चले गए that's almost like a 75% move एंड उसके अलावा यार एक ऑब्वियसली हमारे गुरुजी ट्रैक कर रहे थे डॉलर पिजन सो रियलिस्ट यू हैड सम इनसाइट व्हाट इज डॉलर पिजन डूड लाइक क्या चल रहा है डॉलर पिजन के साथ
So it's a token by a KON, as simple as that, right?
ओके
And quite a I would say he's one of those KOLs which are not the usual ones. I mean, he doesn't really shill tokens, right? And he's just a BTC shiller. Like, let me put it that way, right? He's just like he's long crypto in general, and he loves BTC, right? And he's a white supremacist, right?
ओके
That's his brand, right? That's his brand. I don't know how else to put it. I mean, that's who he is, right? And so yeah, he's just launched his own token. That's what Pigeon is. We saw the same thing happen with White Whale as well. I think White Whale is 3, 4 months old now, and yeah, and these are sort of these good Samaritan KOLs, right? Because they're not. I mean, they portrayed themselves as, you know what, we are pro community because they actually don't sort of shill any tokens for any money. They don't do any brand endorsements or paid partnerships, etc. They don't do any of that. White Whale, as we all know it, he had this open feud with MEXC, and he won that
Yeah.
feud. And whatever money that he got from it, he literally distributed it to everybody within his community,
Um,
right?
Robin Hood,
Anybody
huh?
who supported his, yeah, anybody who supported his tweets while he was battling MEXC, he just like randomly gave it all away, right? And even now with his token, whomsoever bought his token and held his token, he literally distributed USDC to those guys, right? It's not that
Wow.
he didn't really inflate his own token. So these are the kind of things that he did. And Pigeon is also like, and I think the handle for Pigeon is 941. Let me just quickly check and tell you. I think it's at the rate 941 or at the rate level 941. I'll just tell you what his handle is. Yeah, it's level 941. So if you check out level 941, you'll see that his profile picture is also a pigeon. Hence, he's named it Pigeon. So yeah, it's
Right.
just another KOL token, and everyone's calling it the next White Whale. White Whale did, I think, pretty decently well. I forgot the peak market cap, and then obviously it went through its, like every token chart goes through, right? I mean,
Normal. Yeah. Yeah.
no matter what the commentary is, I mean, you know what I mean, right? So,
No
so
matter
yeah, people
how
are pretty bullish on
yeah.
Pigeon. Yeah. Anyway, so that's
Yeah.
that.
No matter how much the community tells you we'll hold, they won't hold.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you can trust the main KOL for not selling, maybe because that's that,
Yeah.
but you can't trust the people who are buying the token, right? They'll do what they have to do.
Yeah.
Simple as that. Like they were
Crazy.
like and these people have like these sort of crazy type of followings that somebody from, I think, some Southeast Asian country posted a picture of himself at a tattoo parlor where he got his entire back tattooed white whale. And I was
Oh
like,
wow.
dude,
Oh
that's
wow.
one that
Wow.
like why would you do that?
Do the
Even the cable was a little shocked. He was like, okay, yeah,
Airdrop to
good
नहीं
job.
expected अब.
God.
He's like, yeah, like good job. I mean, like, what do I tell you? Anyway, so like, people are like, these are kind of fan followings
May-
that these sort of KOLs have. These are the non-shilly type KOLs, I think. Yeah. The rest are
मे
all
बी मैं
bottom anyway. So
करा लूं टैटू तो मुझे $1 million वर्थ ऑफ टोकन दे देगा मेरी जिंदगी बन जाएगी
yeah,
डॉलर का
मीम
हुआ.
yeah.
yeah,
All right, let's
yeah.
see
Why
the
not? He's buying a meme token for generation
yeah.
wealth. So I think he's
Yeah.
entitled to that thought process.
All right, Wall Street. So Bernstein says Circle stock could jump about 70% to about $190 at demand for digital dollar grows. And not really surprising.
The stock is getting hammered.
Right now, huh? कितना पड़
Yeah,
गया
yeah.
है?
Last 2 months, 3 months, it's down a
Yeah,
lot.
lot. All right, yeah, this is a sort of क्या बोलते हैं कि important event 20 million Bitcoin has been mined अब सिर्फ 1 million बचा है एंड आई थिंक ये करने में उनको कितना 100 साल और लगेंगे अप्रोक्सीमेटली 1 million और माइन करने के लिए ऐसे ही
Yeah, I
कुछ है
mean,
मुश्किल
yeah,
है
I
यार.
think one can just sort of map it out now.
या सो सो अगेन 33% टोटल प्रोडक्शन ऑफ ऑयल कम हुआ है बट अगेन कि जैसे मैंने बात करी कि
Yeah, yeah.
रिजर्व्स जो हैं वो रिलीज करेंगे उसकी वजह से प्राइस बढ़ रही है अगेन वही ये जो आज हमने बात करी कि G7 एनर्जी मिनिस्टर्स विल आल्सो होल्ड अ वर्चुअल मीटिंग टू डिसाइड वेदर टू रिलीज इमरजेंसी ऑर्डर तो इनको सबसे ज्यादा इफेक्ट हो रहा है बिकॉज ऑफ यू नो ऑब्वियसली कि यूरोप को सबसे ज्यादा इफेक्ट हो रहा है कि उनका गैस नहीं आ पा रहा सो आई गेस
Correct.
कि वो लोग अब दे गोना इंक्रीज देयर सॉर्ट ऑफ बाइंग फ्रॉम रशिया नाउ
Yeah, yeah. Russia
या
takes center stage.
या spot and perp exchange ranking so obviously Binance is leading spot में Mexi is number 2 over Bybit now and
I
then
don't know, man.
Gate,
It's hard to trust these
HTX.
figures.
Why is HTX still in spot exchanges? Like I've hardly heard anyone trading on HTX. And
Yeah, who we, right? I don't know. I don't know who does,
yeah,
but
yeah.
yeah.
Hyperliquid is
And to be
pretty
honest,
fast.
the prices where we are at, who the hell is trading so much?
Yeah.
It's like one market maker trading against another. I mean, like, who the hell is where is all this volume coming from? And what are these people buying, dude?
I mean, Huobi was obviously pretty big last cycle, right? But
Last cycle, yeah.
इस साइकिल में Huobi, KuCoin ये सब तो हमें ऑलमोस्ट खत्म ही हो गए हैं.
Yeah,
Like
yeah, yeah, just
Bybit is sort of,
completely obliterated.
yeah. And I don't know अगर तुम लोग ने बीच में देखा तो KuCoin का UAE वाला भी sort of license उन्होंने
That
hold
was
पे
pretty
डाला.
shocking, huh? I mean, for
Yeah.
them, like, I mean, and KuCoin, I think has brand wise, I think they're still better off than the other two, like
Yes.
like an MEXC or a Gate and HTX and all that. They're not as big as an OKX, Bybit or a Binance, but at least still. And for them to do something so silly, I think it's strange. And it's good on Vara to sort of go down hard on them. So at least the user knows that there is a regulator which is serious. Otherwise, had the regulator not been serious, the users would have been like, who do I go to, right, if there's any issue? So I think the regulators, right on their part, it's just and KuCoin was one of the first exchanges to get an FIU license in India, etc. Right. So they've actually done all of these things. Why would they pull off something like this in UAE is beyond me.
I mean, to be honest, getting a license in India would be much harder than getting a license in Dubai.
Exactly. So why would they? I mean, if they've gone through that much pain, why would they not go through that? And especially like an OKX and Bybit have already gotten their Vara licenses. So I'm pretty sure they must have just called up the regulator and said that why are you letting these guys operate? You pushed us to get a license, so we got it. We went through the grind. Why aren't you pushing these guys to go through the grind as well? It's just unfair. So a competitor could have sort of told the regulator as well. So multiple things, could have played out.
But like just looking at, they were already preparing for a license because they removed all those leverage tokens, right? And that was one of the first sort of.
Yeah, right. It's strange. Like whatever's happened is very, very strange.
Obviously, funding rate percentile dropped to 6%, lowest level since early 2023, signaling heavy short positioning. So yeah, I mean there could be
a So I think we were discussing this on the last one right before we went on this hiatus. Is that I don't think shorts have been this skewed in a very, very long time, and it's consistently skewed. Somebody was saying that if we break through 72, they start sort of closing out, but none of that. We didn't see that cascading short closing because then this Middle East shit happened. So I don't know, but let's see. But yeah, it's never been this skewed. I think even 2023, even if you go back before that, it's never been this skewed.
Arthur Hayes predicts hype will hit 150. अब उसने खरीद के रख लिया होगा तो obviously predict करेंगे.
खरीद के बेच भी दिया था ना उसने.
I think
correct. And he does this quite a bit, huh? He sells for a loss and then he says, I see it going lower, so I'm selling it right now. He does a lot. He's a trader. I don't think you should take his word on anything.
Okay, so China unveils a new chip to boost blockchain speeds by 50 times, 50x.
Ooh.
Also, an autonomous agent linked to Alibaba decided to mine Bitcoin.
Ooh. Wow.
China वाले यानी Winklevoss have sold $130 million worth of Bitcoin. And ये एक बहुत interesting चीज मैंने कि Meta has acquired Moltbook. I don't know if do you know what Moltbook is? So Moltbook basically क्या करता है कि it's like a Reddit for AI agents. Yeah.
Social network for them.
Yeah. It's a social network for AI agents. And I guess इससे वो चाह रहे हैं like realist you were talking about कि आगे जाके it will just be AI agents interacting with each other. And इन्होंने ऐसा platform बनाया where agents were interacting with each other. So these guys got it. Well, it wasn't disclosed कि कितने में इन्होंने acquire किया, but supposed billions में तो गया ही होगा.
Imagine the person running Moltbook is an agent itself and Zuckerberg is negotiating with an agent. You know what? I want to buy your company. I think we're going to see that one day. We will see that. We will see a fully autonomous company functioning and getting acquired, and you will have a real human maybe negotiating with a company. And I don't know how you win that negotiation, right? It's going to be pretty cool. I want to see that.
X पे भी बहुत बार लोग तो बॉट से आर्गुमेंट करते रहते हैं और उनको पता ही नहीं है कि बॉट है.
पता ही नहीं है वो बॉट है.
Some big
like Cardano founder was fighting with the
Yeah,
bot.
Cardano's
Yeah,
fighting.
yeah, yeah, correct.
Yeah.
Correct. And somebody had to point out, that's a bot, right?
I
So
think
yeah, I
ये
think we would
meta
see
का भी
that.
जो
And
है,
yeah, sorry, go ahead.
good good.
Yeah, so I was saying that, yeah, I mean, either like a fully autonomous company gets acquired, or it raises venture capital. And you know what? It's reaching out to VC saying that, you know what, I need money for my next phase of growth, and I want to pitch. And imagine an AI agent is pitching to these VCs and just raising capital, and the funds are going to be held in a wallet. The agent is going to say that this is where I'm going to use the money, and everybody will be able to track it, right, where the money
Yeah.
is being used, because I don't think there's going to be a bigger transparency, a more transparent founder than an AI
Than the
agent
AI.
running his own
Yeah.
company, right? Because he won't have access to sort of off ramping anyway. So he can't, unless or until he hires a human to off
Yeah.
ramp for him and hide the cash for him. So I don't know.
कैश में
But
करेगा
yeah,
क्या
it'll be
वो?
very cool to see. Yeah, but it'll be very cool to see a fully autonomous
Yeah.
company sort of becoming a part of the S&P, maybe. I don't know.
All right. All right. So, okay. So obviously, let's end on this thought. But before we go, Narkundi 80K or 35K first?
80K bro.
Realist.
35K गया तो like भाई
ये देखिए दिल से निकली है.
अगर
मैंने
35 पे गया तो ऑल्ट्स किससे पे जाएगा like zero.
यही तो पता नहीं, बिकॉज
यही
देखो
तो
परसेंटेज वाइज तो हम यहाँ से भी 90% और गिर सकते हैं,
गिर
और
सकते हैं.
उधर से 90% गिरने का दोबारा 90% भी गिर सकते हैं.
So recovery is impossible then.
करेक्ट, theoretically it becomes endlessly impossible. Like
Yeah.
you need a 10,000x or a
Right.
1,000x.
हो गया.
All right. All right. Thank you so much for joining in. We will see you, I guess, in a couple of days. Please like, share, subscribe, and leave some comments for Narkundi. He has predicted 80K next, so keep your
मैंने
eye on
टाइम
that.
फ्रेम नहीं बताया.
Whatever you said, 80K, bro. All right. Good night, guys. See you.
चलो
All right, see
बाय
you.
बाय.